Hello, 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 hello. Why do we not have any? There, do we have something now? Yes. I hope everybody is good. Good evening, all. Cross Comics After Dark, not High Noon. Here we go. Let's. Well, actually, let's take that out completely. Let's open up the app again. And hello, 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 Mora. Hello, Mara. Hello, Farah. How are you? It's not Camp Granada. Let's see. Yeah. Share this out. Let's go over to Customers After Dark. Here we go. General. Share this. Oh, Masters of the Universe tonight on John and Quarter. Cool. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Okay, so we shared out. Okay, we need to get our link to share to get people in for behind the scenes if anybody's gonna come behind the scenes. Okay, so there we go. All shared out. Just gotta do a few things to this before we start coloring transform. And don't roll up. Okay. So then we go for that. Let's convert opacity to brightness. And I guess we need to put 09 on the level. There we go. Okay, so we will grab some colors. Okay. Hopefully people know I'm here, so. No, I don't need to worry about it because my other leg can go over this. And, boots are blue, right? Yeah. Feeling like these lines are light tonight. Some of them just not showing up underneath this red. Easy. It doesn't look as rough and tough as I'd like them to. That's how everybody's day was, but nobody's here. Hey, Timothy! Yeah, my mom's listening to the show out in the living room. And had the sound a little too loud. No, 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 no. Okay, yes, we can hear you, Timothy. No, we can't hear you, Timothy, but it can see your words. Where are all your regulars? Late as usual? Oh, maybe I shouldn't say late. Not here yet? Anyways, I just got the mailers. Cool, cool. And the buttons have been ordered. Oh, that is good. Yes, under one of these. Hazel eyes. I'm always forgetting what the hell color hazel is. I know it's an eye color, but I think I've been told it's grayish. No, or is it brownish because, you know, hazelnuts? No, good thing is I can always change it. He was still doing the vomitorium when I started this one. He's probably finished that by now. Let me check. Oh no, they're still going. They're still talking about from Sunday. Well, if all goes well for me, Timothy, I hopefully sometime next week should be sending off my stuff to the printers. I'm waiting on 2 pages to make the PDF. I wasn't gonna buy any new mailers, but I think I might go over to the dollar store and get some slightly bigger mailers than I have. I think they'll fit for. I have to double check here. I think I have some of them around, the ones that I'm going to get. Because I only need to get like, I don't know, 10 or 15. And there's 3 in a pack, so that's only going to cost me like $5. Or $10, something like that. Isn't fulfilling fun, Timothy? Actually, it is a little. I'll have all my envelopes made. Well, it's building an audience. I'll have all my envelopes labeled before I have them. the whatchamacallits in hand coloring books. Making the comic is the fun part, so I find it important. Doing it and not screwing up is the really exciting part. Although, I did think I only screwed up like one envelope last time, so... Well, that went out, I should say. I screwed up a couple, I think, but I noticed my mistake before it went out. But only one did actually get out. One screw up on the envelope. So be careful, got it. Yeah, and I got lucky with that screw up. It actually came back to me. You can make a screw up and it doesn't come back to you, and you have to put out another book. And somebody else gets a book for free. Yeah, sure, that possibly puts you on their radar for whenever or whatever. But it's not something when you're dealing with such small numbers that you don't really want to do. And actually, I sent out a new copy of the book before I got the one back from the person. So, although within a day or two of sending out the new copy, I had got the old one back and realized that I had put the wrong address on it. But I had like 70 or 80 addresses, or maybe 60 addresses to write. This time I've only got like 10 or 15, so. I shouldn't mess up this time around. And I'm not sure how many, the ones that I really especially tell you to be careful with, anything outside of the States and Canada. The States and Canada, the addresses are probably most of the stuff you'd recognize how it's done. There's a couple minor ones. There's a couple ones in the States that was weird for me. But, you know, Australia, Finland, England, that stuff was all wonky. Of how the addresses appear. I don't know whether you got any much people outside the States for yours or not. Maybe there's Metal. Yeah, there's Metal. Hello.
Howdy.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
I had to reheat my food before hopping on.
Yeah.
I eat all of my my potatoes, but my chicken, I couldn't cut it with just a fork. They didn't hand me a knife, so I had to reheat that before I could actually do anything.
Cool. Got Timothy's in the chat. We have been talking about fulfilling our campaigns. I just given him some pointers on, basically being very careful and getting your shipping addresses right. Because I think I messed up on 2 or 3. I caught most of them before they went out, but one was not caught before I went out, and I was blessed to get it back.
Well, I got a picture in front of me, Rick.
Yeah.
That I'll get to working on as soon as I'm done eating, but you don't get to see it yet.
Let me guess, it's the Ozona piece?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And you, because I told you, with the nature of the prize, what I was going to do to it, so you may or may not be happy with it. But I basically redesigned your character. I tried to keep the design as close to the original as possible, but it needed more flair, and I needed to do something with that helmet.
Okay. Chicken stream, says Timothy. Easy. Timothy says most of my backers are from the States. Yeah, that's what I figured. I don't think you're going to get to see the chicken either, people.
No. Plus, Chicken Stream is not it's not the chicken movie, so it's not as good.
Yeah, all except for your page and Tank's page, I have all ready to be made part of a PDF, so I can upload.
Yeah.
To mix them.
Well, I have to scan this thing in multiple parts, right? Because since you want the outline for a coloring book, I'm gonna do basically everything before like spotting and hatching.
Yeah.
first and erase those lines or like the penciling behind it because I'm doing this all on one page. And that way, like even though she has like black hair, people can still choose to color in their hair or do whatever they want with it.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'll actually go into like spotting and hatching and stuff, since I'll use that for my final colors and everything.
Yeah. Eagle, weren't you guys talking about food? No. Well, yes and no. Yeah. Metal was just talking about food that he got earlier on his stream, and that he didn't eat it all, and he wanted to heat it up before he got on this stream so he could actually eat it.
Plus, we were late anyway. We didn't get off the stream until like close to 9:20.
Yeah, or even later. I think it was only like about 10 minutes ago because I checked about 10 minutes ago or something like that because my mom was saying, "Where's Metal?" I thought the vomitorium might have been over, but I checked and it was still.
Oh no, about 9:20 is when we got off. You know, I let it run in the background for a few minutes before I kill it.
No, I went right onto the stream and saw that you guys were still there, so talking.
Rick, I ended it at 9:18. I don't know if your clock is off.
It's not usually off.
Or it would have been 10:18 your time, but that's when I said goodbye and took me and the other people off the air and then started letting it run.
No. Well, maybe it was.
I didn't mind going later though, because Marsupial owed the time to the audience. He came in late.
Yeah, I know. Weren't you, if you needed to have flair and needed more debonair. Metal, did you hear about Rex Luther Wilson?
No. I did not.
I was showing off some of the comic book company that's in my comics itself is called Merge Comics, and I ended up showing off a bunch of the characters from DC and Marvel that I merged to create Merge Comics, and I combined, Lex Luthor and Wilson Fisk. Not the most original, and yeah, they look a lot alike, except for size difference. So, there wasn't a lot I could do to combine different costumes there. Both because they're both usually in white. They both got bald. They're both bald most of the time that you see them. So there's not a lot you can do there too when you're combining them to make it look unique, shall we say. So he did probably look a little bit more like the Kingpin then. Lex Luthor. But the Kingpin isn't really a scientific genius or anything like that. So Luthor.
No, usually he pays other people to do that stuff for him.
Yeah. So my Luther, whatever I call him. Will probably be the scientific genius himself. This character is from 1099. No, it's not Joshua. Wait, this is Spider-Man 2099's logo. No, it's not. I can show you Spider-Man 2099, Joshua.
Oh no, but I mean, something taking place in 1099 would be a much more interesting story.
Let's see.
I mean, you know what was going on during 1099, right?
Not completely sure.
The Crusades under Raymond IV. Actually, about that year is when they breached the Wall of Jerusalem. You could have some fun stories with that.
Let's see.
The First Crusade.
Maybe I could look at Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah. Though I must prefer The Last Crusade because Sean Connery was in that.
Oh. Copy. From clipboard. There is Spider-Man 2099's emblem, if you will. Look. And there's there. I will admit possible like scene, says my mom. There are similarities, yeah, between them too, but I did not even come close to taking it from
I'm
that.
pretty sure she says like Sean. That's how you spell the name Sean.
Oh yeah.
I like Sean Connery. He was a great actor.
Let's see, side by side comparison. Have to use it. Or use this one. That's about as side as you're gonna get, Timothy. Question, is it similar to the browser emblem from Nintendo 64? If it is, I think I'll have to sue. No.
I don't think you're going to win a suit against Nintendo anyway. Nintendo has so much money that their lawyers have lawyers.
All lawyers have lawyers. You know, you're a fool to represent yourself in court. And I don't think no Nintendo lawyer is a fool. Or that's what they say anyways, that you're a fool to represent yourself in court.
Yeah, but see, most lawyers work with an agency, right? Because usually you have to study under somebody. You have to, like, work under somebody else for so many years before they even let you take the bar in certain states. And if you work at an agency, you don't really need a lawyer. You just have somebody else at the agency represent you.
Yeah.
When I'm talking about Nintendo's lawyers, I mean they have entire separate agencies just for their lawyers.
Yeah. Timothy, so let's see how Berserker Bird Blonde comes out on top. I'm sure somebody there could get well versed in bird law very quickly. If somebody's not well versed on it. Now the Harry Birdman stuff is coming out in the chat. By Eagle.
Well, you know what? I think Nintendo is perfectly situated for handling modern day courts. Especially with how kangaroo-y they've become with all of these like gendered related issues and stuff. They had Birdo back in the 80s, before most of this was even a modern problem. And Birdo, believe it or not, was a man.
Birdo was from, isn't that the one from Super Mario 2?
Yes, Birdo's from 2. The pink one with the eyelashes and the bow.
Yeah, that shot out balls or whatever that you had to jump on and grab to.
Eggs.
Or eggs, whatever.
Yeah. In the States, Birdo was marketed as a girl, but in Japan, Birdo was a man the whole time. And I'm sure in Canada they marketed the same as the States. I think they usually just treat North America as the same entity. I think like what Nintendo of America in Washington services Canada as well.
Yeah. Probably are pretty close.
Well, I would assume so because I think they also service Mexico, and they're not close.
No, we were wrong. It shot out, or I was wrong. It shot out eggs, not balls. Timothy. And I wouldn't call it a trans character. Although some
Well, maybe a transvestite, which literally just means crossdresser. Is the vomitorium still alive? Maybe it didn't auto kill. Let me go check. Because I killed off the stream from my end, but YouTube's been really stupid lately, where even if I tell the stream to end, Sometimes it unchecks the auto end anyway.
Yeah, I've noticed that a little bit. It's still weird, says Timothy. Yeah.
Yeah, it does still say live. It unchecked the auto stream. Or the auto end. Let me get that done right now.
Although I think it's weird here in Japan, it was they did it as a guy. Said it was a guy here, a girl. It's just a monster. I wouldn't say it was a man.
Yoshi's considered a man.
Okay.
You understand this, right? Well, depends on the Yoshi. There are girl Yoshis too. Mushroom Kingdom, there's almost like no humans, right? These are the people of those areas. These are the residents. They're equally considered men or women like you or I are.
Yeah.
Look at it from their perspective.
At that point, I think more male, female. Not so much man, woman, but I guess it'd be like, somebody being from, a Klingon man, from, Kronos. They're males.
Yeah, well, clearly, to be a transvestite in the first place, the Birdos do have gender roles.
Patrick Star, you used too many big words. I wonder if Patrick Star is somebody that was here last night, but under a different name.
No, this is Patrick.
Flitz had the same conclusion we had about a certain person in the chat last night.
Yeah.
You were saying
it seemed a little way too reminiscent of the actions of a certain individual.
He was saying that this morning or this afternoon, technically for me, on High Noon in the chat. We're not saying we don't want to jinx things. Or I'm not sure whether we never really said we weren't going to say anything.
I'm not saying anything at all, except for what this thing is I am saying right now. Oh, hey, Mr. Squeakers is live again.
Cool, he was on your channel earlier. Timothy's like, oh, come on, Rick. Nope. Heck, me and Flint, or I think never even said the name this morning. Although I did give it more of a hint when he brought it up. Just to confirm that it was, he was thinking the same person I was.
Yeah, he's playing Portal 2. That's a fun game. I've done the co-op on this.
Mallet says, I bet they thought Fishman was Evan. Okay, guys, who did that? I can smell it from here, says Patrick Starr. I ain't saying yes or no to that, Mallet. Timothy says, oh, hey, Metal, I credited you in Melbourne 1 as dialogue consultant.
Okay. That is perfectly acceptable. And speaking of Evan, sounds like he's on with Mr. Squeakers right now.
Who?
Evan.
Evan Hotep?
Yeah.
Like in the chat or on the stream?
No, like he's playing Portal 2 co-op.
On YouTube or Twitch?
D-Live.
Or D-Live.
Yeah, no, it's in Mr. Squeaker's channel. Rick, keep up. I already said this.
Well, I didn't know where his channel was. Let's see. I not even sure whether I have him over there.
You don't have to worry about it, Rick. You're supposed to be drawing or coloring or something.
Yeah, or something really.
Anything special over there?
Yeah. Spot I can put a portal.
Oh yeah, definitely him.
Well, yes, Rick. I wasn't saying as if I didn't know it was him.
Okay. Next one. Oh wait. Okay.
What's up?
We're gonna need more cubes.
Only you can hear that. I don't think anybody in the chat can
Fast,
hear
right?
that.
I wasn't streaming my audio through. I don't want anybody in the chat to hear that. That would ruin your show, Rick.
No, I got it up. That's
Platform
right.
behind me. Two platforms. Okay, there's another platform in front of me.
I'm trying to. Where do I
Front
follow it
platform is
there?
gone. There are two overrides I need to get to. Hello there, Metal and Cross Comics. How did you find me here? I wasn't doing anything. Okay, but there's two override switches we need to get to over here. And whatever you were doing over there was putting out these
Okay, so-
platforms.
There. Pay attention. I always pay attention. Just give me.
I know right now it seems you're more concerned with somebody else's stream than running your show.
Guessing
I'm back to this. I've just got it playing in my ears, and hopefully nobody.
It's got to move fast, though, right?
probably.
Okay, I think that's why the cube is coded. Let me know when you're ready.
Oh, I'm right in front of one of the overrides, so
So I can let it go.
yeah. I think he's
Can you hear what I'm watching? I don't have it feeding through.
No,
the other one down.
I have it on my side. I opened D Live.
Oh, so they can hear what you're watching.
Stop failing.
Well, it's just going into my
How
thing,
would I
so
help you?
I have
Yeah.
Well, that just
Yes, we
happened.
can. And it's funny as hell.
Only stay switched.
Oh, okay. They can. Okay, done.
No, I see. It's not coming through my microphone.
Yeah.
So they're hearing you.
Yeah. I know it wasn't you. I wasn't sure whether they could hear mine, but yeah, through my earphone because they can hear my desktop audio because I need people to hear you when you talk. It picks that up.
As long as I'm not the problem here. That, like, I'm making sure all my stuff is running the way it's supposed to be running.
Yeah.
Let me freak out like my stuff is messing up again. Because if they could hear it from me, you would have been able to hear it from me too.
Yeah. Sorry for getting you all concerned like that.
Yeah, I just want to make sure my stuff's not malfunctioning, Rick.
I was just trying to make sure that seeing whether they could hear it from my end or not. With me having
Rick,
it
you're
on.
supposed to be running a show, not watching somebody else's.
I wasn't watching it. I was listening to it.
Don't make me tell them you're stream sniping them.
I'm not. Because I shut the audio off. And I'm not watching them, and I'm not showing them. People are trying to get Dillard to appear by saying his last name 3 times in a row. They think he's Beetlejuice or something.
I think that only works when Pope Raven shows up and calls out Dillard's name. Pope Raven's the key.
It's either that or Dillard showing up brings Pope Raven out.
I don't know, a lot of times he'll be like, hello, John Dillard, before he jumps on, and then like a minute later, John jumps in.
Yeah. They probably plan it.
Oh yeah, like Rick's in the position to review and judge somebody else's gameplay.
Well, I could judge it, I don't know what the game is, but here's what I would do.
No, I was going in for the saying even if you did know the game, that you wouldn't be in the position to judge their gameplay. I've seen you play games, Rick.
Yeah, I can say they're better than me, can't I? I can say they're worse than me, can't I? So seems to bitch love Rick. So I'm focused. Hey, I just wanted
Rick, I've
to...
always wondered this, right? Why do all of your characters have the anatomy of a Ken doll?
Because that's... Well, I don't know. I was going to say some... What I'm used to? I don't know. Because I'm bad at drawing?
Because, like, none of your guys have like, you know, what's the word, penises.
Well, I'm not wanting to show too much anatomy.
Yeah, but, you know, like, an implied bulge. Even the most family-friendly stuff recognizes that there is something there between their legs, and it would have some type of, you know, formation around it.
Then
Even if it's just like a single line or something drawn.
Well, I guess depends on what state their junk is in. I would say if their junk's not in an erect state, you're not gonna see a lot.
Okay, so all your characters are just inadequate. I get it.
No, why? Well, most guys, as far as I know, don't have their junk up when they're.
Well, you know, it depends. Are they a grower or a shower? I imagine that Manly Cougar is a pretty big man in all regards. Just following his proportions.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess his suit might divulge a little bit more. It's hard to say. But even spandex, it reveals something, but not usually a lot. You know, that see, it's weird. Most people are saying, you know, I draw people with too big of a bulge, as you might want to say. And now you're saying I'm not even drawing them with a bulge.
I don't see an actual bulge here. I see, like, the lining of the pelvis, but I don't actually see, like, a bulge in this picture.
You know, right there is where their junk would be, you know, so. No, no bulge in the crossovers. Not, I'm pretty sure most guys aren't erect 24/7, you know?
Oh, no, I'm not, but you can still see it.
The pants I wear, as far as I can tell, you can't see.
I'm wearing really loose pants. If I'm wearing anything remotely tight, even in my loose pants, you can still see it half the time. But I understand, I am above average. I mean, you know what they say about guys with big feet.
I think so.
You know, actually, you know what's the worst part about, like, you know what they really say about guys with big feet?
Nothing.
They have a hard time renting skates. Do you know how hard it is to go to either an ice or roller rink and try to get a pair of skates that are above a 10?
Okay.
Do they use shoes over there, or do they use the European size?
I'm not sure.
Well, it's the question. Does 10 sound big or small to you?
Probably slightly bigger than normal.
Okay, then you are probably using imperial shoe sizes. I think the average foot size is like a 9 for a man.
Yeah, I'm 10 or 11 my feet.
Yeah.
Depending on make, you know.
Yeah, that's the problem. I usually go off of the European size. I think it's started the French standard, so it's close to metric. Because it tends to be more consistent. anytime, like, I'm about, I think, like an 11 and a half. Somewhere between 11 and 11 and a half. But it's very inconsistent. I'm like a 45 if I go by the, like, the French size.
Okay.
The EU size. And if I pick up a 45, I've got a shoe that fits every time. Sometimes, depending on the make, I can be as high as a 12.
Yeah, I've seen me even be as low as a 9, too, depending on me.
And it is a pain in the butt to get skates. That's why I just need to get my own, right? I used to have pairs of skates, both roller and ice.
No.
That was a long time ago. I need a new pair because anytime I go out renting, it is just impossible.
I've got a pair sitting around here. I don't. The last time I was skating was a few years ago. There was a church thing. I figured, okay, I'll go get some skates. I have a cousin who owned a skate shop. So, I could get a bit cheaper there. Although, he wasn't there when I went there, so I think I paid regular price. Because none of his staff knew who I was.
Yeah. I really like skating too. I'd probably go more often if I owned a pair. Like, of either. Because we've got ice skating rinks around here too.
Yeah. But I went that time, and I've known for years that me and skating don't really mix. My ankles tend to go inwards. I'm not sure how.
Oh, do you roll your ankles, Rick?
Yeah, I can't seem to stay flat no matter what I do.
See, I'm a very nimble person with a lot of control over my legs and ankles. So I really enjoy skating.
And usually afterwards my ankles are just killing me, or my feet, because of it. So I decided after that time, finally, after 40 years, I'm never going to go skating again. Yes, Mother?
I just wonder what happened to everybody,
What do you mean?
especially Metal.
He's here. What are you
Oh.
talking about?
I haven't heard his voice.
Did you turn your desktop audio off, Rick?
No, it's on.
Mm.
Everybody's hearing Metal, right? Out there?
I don't know. Oh, nope, I heard myself. Okay, no, I think everybody else can hear me.
Yeah. I was pretty sure. It's my mom.
Yeah. Oh. I was just waiting for my voice to come back up again when I unmuted the stream.
My mom obviously is maybe on a different stream or further back in the thing or something. I don't know what's happening with her, but obviously the problem is on her end. And I'd go help her fix it, but as you guys have pointed out, I'm in the middle of a stream right now. I need to focus.
Eric, you need to focus on your stream. 100%. No, 120%.
Still, the look on this guy's face, though, is he just realizing something? I don't know! Okay, so, do I have anything else?
Oh, okay. I'm wondering if that was Marsupial finally sending me that PDF. It was taking a while for it to render or export. Since for some reason the site's working for him, but like nobody else.
Oh, the...
Of ffrpg.net.
Let's see whether it's working for me.
But I told him to go ahead and yeah, here we go. Archive the map combat page and to get it to me as a PDF, which he did. So this way I don't have to worry about not having access to it, and even if the site say comes up and then goes down again or something like that.
Yeah, it's saying the requested URL was not found for me either. I tried to bring up the equipment page. We'll bring up the whole thing. Welcome to... This is a replacement for both. I've been much... Well, this one.
I was actually really, really close, though, to the formula. I did eventually remember, except I added something that wasn't there. But I think the thing I added to it, I decided by the end of the, what's it called? By the end of the...
Show?
Vomitorium? Yeah, the show. That the thing I added, which came from the knockback thing, is probably to the character's benefit because it treats them like they scale the way that characters typically do in Final Fantasy. So the higher level you are, the more fall damage you can take for free. Because, I mean, like, I was using an example. Look at Cloud in Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, right?
Yeah.
And you can probably say that he's like a level 99 character. He's supposed to be an endgame character, right? And Cloud can probably take 100-foot fall without sustaining serious damage, like, at all. I mean, you saw him, like, jumping around off of sides of buildings and stuff like that, being slammed into things.
Yeah.
And if with the modifier I put in, which includes, instead of the normal formula, which is starting height minus landing height, which basically the difference of the heights, what the amount of thing you actually fall, minus jump times that same number of D8. I also minused your level divided by 5, which means, like, in that edited version, a character that is, say, level 95 or higher, which would be the highest discount you get, would get 19 spaces or 95 feet of free fall damage negated at that level.
Yeah.
Or say, you know, the height you guys were doing before, without including your jump, a character at level 50 would be able to survive 50 feet without taking any damage. And then obviously you could add jump and stuff on top of that.
Okay, my mom says, I can hear a little, I'm right on. Right on about what?
I don't know, maybe right on that she can hear a little.
Okay. As much as I want to do this, it's going to drive me crazy. Give me like 2 minutes, hopefully, or less.
Yeah, but I think it came to a, it was a good conclusion. I think it's a good home brew rule. Just talking to anybody still listening. and we'll probably keep it because it was really close to the rule anyway. I did a good job of remembering it. I just thought that fall damage should probably start to shave itself off a level anyway, just because Final Fantasy characters are like anime protagonists, and they just get stronger as time goes on. I mean, some Final Fantasy protagonists are like universe busters, so some of them only like solar system, but it varies. Why should 100 feet of fall damage be anything? Let's see, what am I looking for? A 2. That's what I want for my baseline. Oh, Eagle's thinking. What are you thinking about, Eagle? Are you thinking about what I was talking about, or are you thinking about why would Rick abandon his show just to see what's going on with his mom? Because that's what I'm thinking about.
Okay, I'm back. I think she had the volume thing out, but she was like 18 minutes behind in the stream.
Oh.
So it's like, it was crazy. So obviously I fixed that, and she can hopefully hear where we are now.
Hopefully. Oh, there you go. Posting links again that don't work. Let me get one that follows through there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, her posting links is ridiculous.
There we go. That one will work.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, they could just copy and paste it out of the chat too. That's no problem.
Yeah.
But it is so much easier when it follows through.
Yeah. I'm gonna show again. I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'll show her what.
Show her how to use Discord.
Yeah, I got her a Discord account and all that. So.
I noticed.
Wow.
Professionalism, people. So, all things considered, I should be done with this, this Ozona, at least the part he needs of the inking, by the end of tomorrow morning. It'll be tonight for me, but I kind of go to sleep when the sun comes up. And Timothy's dropping links. Yeah, he is. YouTube. What is he dropping now? Stephen Lynch's D&D. Okay. I don't care about that.
Okay, I'm back. What were you saying about your drawing of Ozona?
Oh, I was saying that the part that you need for it, I should have done by this morning or tomorrow morning. It'll be tonight for me But you know, I go to sleep when like the sun comes up.
Yeah. And then I've just got to wait for Tank to get his done and sent to me.
Yeah, I have no idea why they... Like, I get it, maybe the PDF came out before the map combat stuff was put into it, but... Like, you'd think this is something you'd consider when making the game, right? Even if it's optional, like... Because I think I've told you before, this game could be played entirely like how a Final Fantasy game is played.
Yeah.
Where you guys are on one side of the screen and you make decisions and the monsters are on the other side of the screen.
Yeah. Timothy is now dropping links, says Eagle. Yeah, it's a turn. Yeah, it's funny as hell. I guess you guys hate to laugh. You dropped a YouTube link for something.
Yeah, I just said it was Stephen Lynch's D&D.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Marsupial also found out his sprint shoes actually give him 2 movement and 2 jump on top of the normal effect. That was just in the map combat rules. And so he can actually jump 5 instead of 3, and he can move 8 spots at a time. He was asking if that's faster than you. I think at 6 he was already faster than you.
Yeah, if
It was your Chocobo that he couldn't keep up with, but now I believe they're the same speed.
Yeah. And although my jump is, I think 3. My Chocobo can...
Well, no, your jump +1 from whatever your normal one is, right? What's your agility? Let me look. You don't do anything. You continue your show. I can look this up.
Okay. I might have not put my jump up like I should have. So my jump is over 10, or my agility is over 10. Oh, I get it. You must have seen it when I shared it.
Timothy, you sent me which I've heard the song before, you sent it to me when we first started talking about playing the RPG as well. So this is actually the second time you've posted this link out. Though, respectively, you had only, tagged me in it. I don't know if anybody else had seen it. Yes, and Foot's there with his anxious little cat in a box.
My mom says she thinks she has her wrench back.
I don't see it.
No, you do not have a wrench beside your name. You do not have your wrench back. No, I do not.
Let's see. Active PCs. Manly Cougar. You have a speed of... an agility of 12, right? Man, you've just been upgrading everything but magic and spirit.
Well, I have put them up 1. They were at 1, now they're at 2 each. Probably soon. Once I get those all up to 13, I'm thinking I'll put the magic and spirit.
You have a jump of 5, Rick.
Or I should have, and I haven't put it up to that.
No, you have it at 5.
Okay.
And it should be 5, because you start with 2, right? You start with 2 move and 2 jump. Every time you pass another 5 agility, you get another jump. And because you're at 12, that means you've passed 10, so you should have 2. and then as a Dragoon, you get an extra jump. And so you're at 5, and that's what you should be at.
Okay. Am I?
Yeah, you don't have to be apologetic about it. You share whatever videos you want. I'm just not going to care about it more than once.
Unless it's a super good video.
Yeah. Well, I also regret, there's 2 videos that I kind of wanted to either do before the session or during the first session, during the intro, before everybody started playing. Both of them were really short. One of them was going to be the 8-bit D&D, which I've shared here before. And the other one was going to be, which I've talked about, I think I might have shared here before too, was the Legendary Frogs All About Random Encounters. The latter being more important because some people just aren't used to random encounters, and it's a Final Fantasy video, and it would have been funny. That, and apparently nobody knows what a Tonberry is other than, like, me and Elric. I guess Marsupial does too, but we had to remind him. Alright, you guys will get to know a Tonberry eventually. For better or for worse.
I'm attacking the darkness. Did anyone watch the Snyder Cut? It's not out till tomorrow.
That doesn't mean you can't watch it now, Rick.
Oh yeah, true. I haven't watched it yet.
Well, unless you're Marsupial. Did you hear? He actually got a letter from his ISP, AT&T, and they were trying to condemn him for downloading WandaVision.
Oh wow.
They're like, don't do it again.
I get
Like,
letters.
well, you need a VPN.
We get some things about saying that they are, whatchamacallit has got it, stuff from them or whatever. But our ISP won't, our internet provider won't do anything about it. Oh, I guess it's Canadian law too.
Yeah, well, your ISP actually won't do anything about it. They have to send you those letters so that you can basically let them know, or they can let you know that they're not responsible. Right? This is their wash my hands thing, right?
Yeah.
And so if there's like a federal suit or somebody comes after you, they're just out of the picture. It's like, we warned you.
Yeah, but they said they're not even, they won't give them our address or whatever, and all that stuff. Because I'm not sure, I haven't read one in a while. Although...
Yeah, you really do need to use a VPN these days.
What?
Like, Brave as a browser will handle half of that stuff for you, but it doesn't do everything. Like, you actually need a VPN.
What is a good one? Would you suggest what one would you suggest in particular?
The only one I know that actually, I mean, it's a little bit more expensive, but you can always get discounts and stuff, that is actually reputable, is Express is pretty good. There's another one that doesn't actually do ads. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's harder to keep that one in my head because it's not one of these ones that are running like advertisements on everybody's channels.
Yeah.
Don't use like Surfshark or Nord. All of those have had leaks, and it's like, why would you want to use a VPN that has leaks? It kind of it doesn't put much confidence in the service, right?
Sort of defeats the purpose.
Mm-hmm. what was another good one? I'm trying to remember. The darkness doesn't retaliate.
Because I've been thinking of getting one for a while, and it's an expense that I think we should try and afford.
Work into the budget.
Yeah. Especially if it's, like only $5 or $6 a month or something like that. Might have to
Just
go.
Bullet for recommendations. Which one do you use, Bullet?
Or anybody else who out there who has one, which ones do you use? Or which one would anybody out there recommend?
See, Eagle was asking if anybody ended up giving Flit gold.
No.
He doesn't think anybody has gold to give. I mean, everybody's got something. I mean, you guys did do a lot of fights on the way over there. You'll have even more gold when you finally get to Penn's Reach, but almost nobody spent anything other than support items at Southern Oasis, which is kind of the thing they should have been giving Flit gold for, since he mostly buys support items for the team.
Either that,
But
or
that's between you guys. I don't really care.
Either that, or we should buy him armor. One of the two. But I'm
But
slowly.
at least get him gold value in some way.
Although I'm.
Any of the top ones are fine. Yeah, I mean, I personally, I've liked Express. I've used it in the past.
Although I'm starting to buy support items myself too.
No, you're buying bestiaries because you're obsessed with knowing the health of things.
Yeah. Well, I also did buy cottage or cabin, whatever it was, and
So they're the same thing.
and something else. I bought something else that was 500 as well. And I'm not sure whether I can use them good, but I did another shop buy the thing Marsupio uses. Takes a quarter of the health. The gravity.
Oh, the grabbable?
Yeah. I've got a couple of those in my inventory. I was going to use it, and then Marsupio used it, so I'm like, okay. Don't need to use two of those in a row on, I think it was the Rex.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that, Flit. He can't even use robes.
Yeah.
I think. Wait, let me double check my notes.
No, I can't.
Is that one of the things where I said anybody could equip it?
I don't think so. I don't think
Because I do have some things that are. I have to check my notes, Rick. Because it wouldn't be available in a handout or anything. This would only exist in my notes. Though I think I would have made it clear and told you if that was the case. I just have to check. Then we go down to Gregory the Ancient. Okay, no, it's not something that can be equipped by anybody. Literally only people who can use ropes can use it.
Yeah, I'll get some accessory that does that, allows for extra XP.
If you can find one.
Yeah. Either that, or I just get my either that, or buy myself a really better axe. That's
You can wear the tutu though.
Yeah, but that doesn't do anything, does it? Well, I know it does something, but it doesn't.
It gives you plus 10% EXP.
Oh. I didn't
Yeah,
think
that's why Flit is getting 40% right now.
Oh, because he's got both of them?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He also, the 2-2 has SOS regen. So if he drops into SOS, he will regenerate 10% of his maximum health until he's no longer in SOS.
Well,
Which is a very good thing to have on your healer, because you don't want him to die.
yeah. You're jealous, he just saves me, Rick. Well, I'm gonna have to look up the equipment for an axe, because I know my axes are at 100. See whether I can get.
Recall axes are a two-handed weapon.
Oh, crud! Yeah. Go to swords then. A sword.
You know what you need, Rick? You need a gunblade.
Yeah, can I use those?
Maybe. Maybe not. But you need one.
Well, I need one, but if I have one and I can't use it, it's pretty useless.
I customly added gunblades into the game. They do exist. You can find some.
Oh, so until I find it, you're not going to tell me when my character can use it.
Yep.
Lovely.
I can tell you, though, that it is the only weapon in the game that can allow you to do melee and projectile attacks without having to use a turn to switch between weapons.
Well, that I could have figured out.
So I compensated. The blade has the strength of a greatsword. It is, and the gun has the strength of a rifle. But rifles have the same roll as a greatsword, and I can't let it be as strong as the blade. Why would you ever use the blade? So the gun part is always one tier lower than the blade, but it can fire at a distance of 8 squares.
And Flit says, if I tape a survival knife to my shotgun, does that count as a gun blade?
No.
Timothy says, Flit wears a tutu. Laugh out loud, sounds about right. Claws, crossbows, flails, gloves, great swords, instruments, katanas, knives,
Gillette brand gun blades.
light swords, ninja blades, polearms, rods, staves.
The closest shave to your HP you'll ever get. Repping FF8, and technically 13 too. I'm not really a fan of 13, so I can understand equally why you'd want to not include that in there.
Ooh,
Lightning's a pretty bad character. I do like her gunblade though, because the way it works is unlike Squall's, because Squall's is a really stupid design. In essence, like the barrel is built into the sides of the blade, and there's like a dent. It's like, but it's so easy for the bullet to end up hitting the blade. Horrible design. But Lightning's, the blade actually mechanically folds over, revealing the barrel of the gun, and then folds back. Like, that's a much better design. You're never going to shoot the blade that way.
Well, I got a dumb question for you.
Mm-hmm.
The diamond sword has death touch. Can I actually use that?
No, your character will not equip it because of your Code of Mercy.
Yes, somehow I figured.
Yeah. You actually have asked me this already.
Oh, I'm not sure whether
Not about the sword, but about death touch.
Okay.
We agreed that the only one they would let you do is Venom, because Venom isn't the actively killing someone.
Uh,
What kind of stupid edgelord name is Lightning? I mean, literally an edgelord in some ways, because she doesn't like being called her real name. Lightning was her code name as a soldier. Her actual name is Claire Farron, and she does not like being called Claire. She really only lets her sister do that, and she still prefers that her sister calls her Lightning.
I think I said.
Yeah, but she is basically the equivalent of I guess, like a Navy SEAL or a Green Beret in Final Fantasy. She is like special operations, top of the top. She's kind of similar to Cloud. I mean, she was designed to be similar to Cloud, except unlike Cloud, who was lying about making soldier class and stealing Zack's identity, Lightning actually was the equivalent of a soldier in her story.
Okay, I was wrong about the sword that has death touch. It's the scimitar, not the diamond sword.
Everybody hates Lightning. I like her design. Like, as a character design, aesthetically, she's pleasing, but she has the personality of a brick. And she's also, like, Space Messiah, I guess is a way to say it. Like, Lightning Returns, the third Final Fantasy 13. There are 3 Final Fantasy 13s, Rick. It's a trilogy. Lightning Returns is like this, not even space, this cosmic event, this more than universal event. And she's basically the Messiah, having to fight, like, their version of the devil, who is taking the form of Snow, one of the characters in the first game. And oh man, I was trying to remember exactly everything that happens. It's really confusing. It's kind of like an apocalyptic Armageddon type event.
Okay.
Like, it basically takes place in their world equivalent of the Armageddon, like, you know, the war that happens after the what's it called?
1,000-year reign.
Yeah, but the event that happened right before Rapture.
No, the Rapture happened, well, depending on your theology, either before, during, or after the tribulation. The tribulation happens, some people believe Armageddon happens then, but I think Armageddon is actually after Satan's loose for a little season after the 1,000-year reign of Christ.
Okay, well, what I'm talking about, this is basically the thing that happens after their version of the Rapture, right? Where all, like, the intense cosmic stuff happens.
Uh-huh.
The personality of a brick, maybe it's true that what we hate in others is what we see in ourselves. No, I actually like her in 13.3, Lightning Returns. She actually becomes like a real character in that, and the storytelling becomes good in that too. It's just really confusing and takes a lot of setup to understand the cosmology of their world to play the first 2 games. And in the second one, she's kind of more of like a side character, temporarily playable. Final Fantasy 13-2 follows her sister Sarah more. But like, by the time you get to the third one, it's a good game with a good story, and Lightning's finally a good character. You just have to play through 2 awful games to get there. And 2 of which are actually based on the way the games are designed, barely games. They kind of play themselves.
Bullet S, did you play Final Fantasy Type 0?
I didn't play all the way through Type 0, I played some of it. I didn't hate the game mechanically, but it just wasn't holding my interest. The story seemed kind of boring. Was there anything interesting that happened in Type 0? I should probably just go back and watch it for the story. I agree, Flit. That's why I don't recommend people play it. Like, it does get really good at the end, but in the same case, if an anime was really good at the end and sucked for, like, the first 2/3, I wouldn't recommend somebody watch it just to get to the end. As opposed to most other Final Fantasies where, even if it's not the most gripping thing in the world, I'm at least interested in it from the very beginning. Most of them start off, at least from 4 and on, which is when Final Fantasy really became like a storytelling series over mechanics. From like 4 and all of them are interesting from the beginning. There's like something going on. Usually it's in medias res, so you're in the midst of things. And you are in medias res in 13. Like, the beginning of the game is interesting. I can recommend people play, like, the first few hours or something. It's technically part of the Fabula Nova Crystallis stuff. Yeah, I know it was part of it. It just was not keeping my interest. And this is the problem with, like, 13 in general. 13, they were trying to recapture the magic with 7. Which a lot of the hype around 7 is mostly forced by Square. People like it, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of people's favorite. But one of the reasons why people still love 7 so much is because they never stopped making 7. And they thought that they, instead of letting it be organic, they would try to force it. Lightning is very much even a Cloud-like character. And then she also has a weapon that is similar to a Final Fantasy VIII character's weapon. They were pulling tropes from all over the place. Nothing wrong with that. Final Fantasy reuses tropes all the time. That's, kind of what makes it its series. But in, like, the least organic way, they were trying to explode this whole franchise based off of this one game and the lore connected to it. Final Fantasy 15 was originally supposed to be another spin-off of 13, and it took them like over a decade to make it, and eventually just scrapped all the 13 related stuff and made a new game.
Nine is Bullet's favorite modern Final Fantasy game.
Oh, 9 is great. I like 9, because even though it still has the drawback of PlayStation and on Final Fantasies, you can only have, like, I think it was the same. It was only 3 people in the party. Worst drawback ever. But, other than that, it was reminiscent of a classic Final Fantasy game. It played the most like a classic one, and I really enjoyed it. And also, like, a story that was very classical Final Fantasy. All the characters were just as, like, over the top and hyper personified.
So
it had a very theatrical nature to it.
My shield, my swords are one-handed weapons, right? Regular swords.
Normal swords are one-handed, yes.
Okay.
I think I told you which ones you can use, Rick, that with shields, right?
Yeah, I know.
Of the weapons you can use a knife or a sword with a shield. Axes and polearms, the other 2 weapons you can use, are two-handed weapons.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking if I can afford it, and if they have it, I'm either getting a Falchion, which has MP drain. A Falchion, which has MP drain. Not that that does anything good for me personally, but, takes you MP away from a character that we're fighting.
Oh, yeah, you want stuff like that. At some point, you actually really want to have things that take away people's MP. You even have a move later on that you'll get, because if you actually look at the stats of some of these monsters, bosses and high-level stuff get way too much MP. like, unless you're doing something to take away their MP, they do not have to worry about, what's it called? They don't have to worry about running out of magic points for spells. They can just cast their spells forever, because they'll have more MP than Flit can even get as a character. So you have to, like, find ways to drain their MP if you want to stop bosses from using spells.
Yeah. Flit says, can Rick's character become an Onion Knight?
I don't know how I want to handle prestiging or respecking, right? Because, like, in Final Fantasy IV, Cecil respects, basically, right? He prestiges from a Dark Knight into a Paladin, and he starts back at, like, level 1, but his stats are way better than a level 1 character. And so, I don't know. I guess it's kind of a spoiler. I actually have already created Onion Knight as if it's a class. There is an Onion Knight created class in the game.
Flit says, what? More than Flit! This is unacceptable! Unacceptable!
Oh, there's already bosses that have like 2,000 MP. Like, if you... And I'm talking about close to your level, too. Like, that's how much it scales up. I think, like, a level 20 boss can easily have 2,000 MP. If you want to make sure that they can't cast magic, or use their spells that use magic, you need to start doing AP or MP drain-like things to them.
I guess I will probably buy that sword then. If they have it.
Actually, I know what Flit needs. I'm not telling you which bazaar it's in, because there are many bazaars in the world. But I will give you a hint that in one of the bazaars, I put a custom arrow, and white mages, I believe, can use bows and arrows. Yeah, because Flit was using one earlier. There is a custom arrow that has MP drain in it that you can equip onto any bow. You have to find it, though.
I will find a way to break the Super Saiyan MP barrier and go further beyond, says Flit.
Actually, though, you might have to fight Marsupial for that, because I'm sure if he finds out there's an MP drain arrow, he's going to want that. He's been using bow and arrows this whole time.
Yeah, because that sword will still do the same damage. Well, not quite yet, because well, it'll probably do the same damage, because that's only the skill level only affects the threshold, which is more my...
Yeah, it affects your accuracy. What is an Onion Knight? That is a good question, Eagle. So an Onion Knight is something that comes from Final Fantasy III, and it was basically the freelancer job. In the original version of 3, before they did the remake that Marsupial played on stream, all 4 characters were just Onion Knights. You can name them whatever you want, though they did have, I believe, some default names. But they started at the beginning of the game altogether. You didn't have like this actual characterization of Lunith, Argraphia, and Ingus. So the Onion Knight's a freelancer, and the Onion Knight can basically do a little of everything. And they, in the version Marsupial played, you can unlock the Onion Knight as a better version of the freelancer at the end of the game. But they can use basically every type of weapon, every type of armor. They can do some of every type of magic. And they don't really excel at one thing or the other, but they're not bad at any of it either. They're kind of the jack of all trades class.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah. Like, even more so than a red mage. Because the red mage still excels in some things. Especially in this version of the game, the red mage has, dual casting. And so at, like, level 50, the red mage can cast 2 spells for the same action.
Well, if we
And
can do that,
yeah.
I might end up doing that, transfer into an onion knight.
Yeah, I'd have to figure out how that would work, because prestiging to keep things in any type of balance would probably be the hardest thing to figure out. Now, I mean, if your character actually dies for any reason, you could always choose to be an onion knight in your next character.
Yeah. I might do that. Maybe I'll do that with the Wiz. Create that character in the Onion Knight thing.
In fact, the reason I made that character is because there might be a guest character wandering around the world who is an onion knight that you may or may not be able to meet in a reasonable amount of time.
I like how you say some of this stuff. Maybe he's at the tomb of the Mad Fiend. No. Where you did not want us to go.
Listen, Rick, I don't want you to go there because I would kind of enjoy a TPK, but I'm also trying to get you guys to play through the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
When do you get to meet the Rat Wizard? Oh, I actually have considered having plans about that. I've considered it.
Having made put Kiomar's Eagle's idea into the game of the Rat Wizard. The Rat Wizard King. There, how about that? Well, it's 12 o'clock. You want to promote anything there?
I don't know. xdynamuschaos.com, where I put all my normal stuff. Like I said recently, I did actually add another chapter to the prose version of X Dynamis Chaos, so it is up to chapter 18 now. If people even know how to navigate my horrible site, I need to fix it one of these days. But there's plenty of stuff there.
Cool.
I don't know the next time I'm gonna update something else. I really need to add a page soon. But I also need to catch up with some of these prizes and stuff. And this Ozona one is pushing me towards that direction because it is one of the prizes I need to make.
Yeah. Well, at least it'll be partially done tonight.
Well, yeah, it'll be done to the point that you need it before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Then I have to add like spotting and hatching and stuff, and then I need to rescan it and color it because it is a full color image.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing.
Well, thanks for Metal coming on. Thanks for everybody coming by in the chat. It's been great having everybody here. Hopefully we will see you all tomorrow for high noon. Probably doing some coloring on the page that I've been working on for far too long. It's almost done, actually, I think. I'm doing a lot of the shading right now. show people that didn't see it. Just got working on a lot of the shading for panel 2 there. I think it's looking pretty good, the fire engines and all that. Although I need to color in some trees back here. I just noticed the line there. Oops. Anyways, so that's it. We'll catch you all later. Bye for now. God bless. Love you all. Have a great and wonderful night.